Warning, this video may contain spoilers for late parts in the game. If you plan on playing this at some point, turn back now. You have been warned. Hello everyone to another review. Today we're doing a most likely lesser known game that I actually played when it originally came out, Fairytale Fights. I ended up having exactly the time I thought I would with the game. Even though I had originally liked my experience the first time around, it just doesn't hold up for me. This might be due to not being able to have a multiplayer session with the game, due to not really finding the right time for the boys to be present to play it, which was my intentions in the first place, but even then the experience was still a little bland, especially coming off the heels of Afro Samurai, another hack and slash game. Nevertheless, let's get down to the basics. There really isn't a whole lot to know about the game. It's a pure hack and slash with bosses after a couple chapters. There aren't any lives either, so feel free to die whenever you want. Though you'll be dying a lot in this game anyways. The most basic buttons you'll be making use of is the right control stick, A, RB, and LB. You can use LT to block, but it's pretty unnecessary in my opinion unless you're trying to go for no deaths or something. The control stick is surprisingly how you'll be attacking, moving it in any direction in order to attack in that direction, though more often than not, I found the first direction I attacked in to be where all the subsequent attacks would go, so be aware of that because this caused me to fall off many a cliff. A is used to jump around, RB picks up and throws weapons, and finally LB allows you to put away your weapon so you can pick up another, with the max being 2. After, you'll just be able to switch through your 2 weapons, being able to toss one you don't want with RB, as they don't break or anything. The weapons are the main piece of the game due to there being over a whopping 140. They are categorized as swords, hammers, potions, wands, and projectiles. Swords slice through enemies and give satisfying slaughter, being my main choice throughout the game. Hammers kind of just kill enemies, and the projectile weapons include bows and guns, though they have a finite amount of ammo, so I didn't really rely on these at all. Potions and wands are basically one and the same, with various types such as ice, fire, and love, being able to drink all while held with the X button for different effects, or even thrown. Leaving a puddle that's stepped in will give certain effects as well. Love will be your healing potion when drunk, and I usually try to keep one on me with a weapon. The wands are basically projectiles with the potion effects, as they have a finite number of uses, usually being 5. Weapons also have a damage level, so you do want to be picking up almost everything throughout the game in order to see which is better, as the more dots or skulls means that they'll be killing enemies a lot faster. A big tip: if you begin to fall off an edge and you have a weapon you want to keep from falling to the abyss with you, you can just switch weapons quickly and you'll be able to keep it. This is a lot more helpful than it seems, and if you play the game you'll understand. Another big thing in the game is chest. This is mostly where you'll be getting various weapons and potions, though some are just strewn around the world. This is also how you'll be getting your treasure. Now, even though I said there won't really be game overs, every time you die, your body will explode money out of you. If you're quick enough, you can pick it up, but if you fall off a cliff, it's gone. I'm not really sure what determines how much money you lose, but you can quickly go from 80k to a measly 10k. The only thing money is used for is to build up your statue in the middle of town, which does eventually start costing an arm and a leg. Due to being bad and not taking it all too seriously, I didn't finish it this playthrough, sadly. One minorish thing to note is that there are difficulty levels to select. I just did intermediate, but if you want to earn all of the achievements, you'll have to do 6 extra playthroughs, as they don't stack, such as beating the entire game on the hardest difficulty outright won't give you the achievements for beating it on intermediate or easy. Alright. This game's story revolves around 4 characters: Little Red Riding Hood, Beanstalk Jack, Snow White, and the Naked King. Each character basically gets storily cucked by the little tailor. Red's grandma is saved by him instead of her. Everyone thinks Jack is insane and the little tailor has a unicorn. Snow White gets outshined by him, and the Naked King is naked due to the tailor saying he looks good naked. The game takes place over 15 chapters of the heroes attempting to do various things in order to become heroes once again. From chapters 1 to 8, the heroes attempt to retrieve the three bears' porridge from what is eventually found out to be the witch from Hansel and Gretel after having killed Pinocchio, the Pied Piper who had been leading kids to their death, and even a candy-crazed conjoined Hansel and Gretel. After killing the witch and barely escaping, the little tailor appears and takes the porridge back to the bears, being further proclaimed a hero. The group then decides on the bright idea to marry into herodom by finding a princess, their plans being thwarted a multitude of times thanks to a giant stealing the princesses and taking them back home. The gang defeating the true giant's son and eventually the father, while the princesses variously get themselves killed, with the little tailor having accidentally saved a mermaid princess thanks to you, becoming a true hero. During the reception, the heroes see the little tailor run off into a clearing with a strange book, the final fight taking place. The heroes are able to defeat him with the townsfolk all seeing through the little tailor's own storybook that he had been tricking everyone, before running away and getting crushed by a bunch of storybooks. I don't have many good things to say about Fairytale fights. One big thing it does have going for it though is just how great and horrific the game is, relating a lot to the Happy Tree Friends due to the adorably brutal deaths the Fairytale characters go through. The wide variety of weapons are kind of cool too, at least as far as how they look, the tiered damage and changing how you go about playing the game a little. The backgrounds of the game are pretty awesome too, as some extra stuff is usually happening, like the giants moving around or the little tailor following you. I think some of the chapters are just a bit too long, and a lot of them have pretty repetitive segments. I wish some of the weapons, or at least the characters, played differently to at least make a reason to change through them and not just stick with the strongest, or character-wise that some things earn achievements for specific characters. I mean, if I played multiplayer through this game, I think I would have had a lot more fun, probably wouldn't have noticed about the combat if it was more just about having fun with friends. There's also a lot of glitches and things that you get snagged on, especially during the platforming segments, weirdly. I mean, I know I'm usually bad, but a lot of objects are placed weirdly, so their hitbox snags you when it looks like it wouldn't. If you played this game when it came out, I think it's worth it to play again. The small bit of nostalgia really helps. Also, if you play with friends, but otherwise, there's a whole bunch of other hack and slash games that are much better options than this. Not a overly horrible experience, but still. One other thing that I didn't want to make a whole extra section for was the fact that I found out there was actual DLC for this game. I mean, I didn't download it, but I think it'd be cool to show for anyone who didn't know about it. It surprisingly added 4 new characters and 1 or 2 arena maps. Alright, hope you enjoyed and see you guys next video.